My ignorance was the first reason why I went into the Armenian genocide research. I didn't know how contested the topic it was. And really, in Hamburg, let me put first Vahakim Dadrian's version. Vahakim Dadrian believes that I am involved in that process because of my personal experience. I'm tortured. I was tortured. I know what torture means. I was in prison. I lost my friends. One of my friends was killed next to me. I carried him to hospital. I know what human suffering means. So I understand when Armenian speaks about genocide. You cannot maybe, as the second, third generation, you cannot imagine this as I can imagine. Because when you talk about the torture of your grandparents in Ottoman prisons and then brought out of the prison and were shot and so on, this is an abstract story for me. But this is a story of my body. This is the story of my brother. This is the story of my mom. My mom went on the street of Ankara with the bloody undershirt of my brother and asked where about my brothers. He was 10 years in prison. So, according to Dadrian, these personal experiences may be sensitive in other human sufferings, and so I get involved in Armenian genocide. My version is my ignorance. I was in Hamburg, and my first project at the Institute was the history of violence in Ottoman Empire, history of torture in 19th century. And I first encountered some sources and stories on the Abdülhamid period of massacres. I said, okay, it's a very interesting topic. Why shouldn't I look it closer? And so how I get started, and I didn't know the dimension, the immense dimension of the problem. There were times I was really not very happy that I chose this topic. I thought, oh my God, it's better to quit. Because as a human being, you cannot endure all this. It's too much. Sometimes there are moments you think that it's good that you are doing it. There is always dips and up and down in that process. But why? What made me to stay in the process, in this field? To be honest with you, is my anger. I'm angry to Turkish government. I'm angry to anyone. Here in this room also, if somebody stands up and push me and asks me, tell me, how should I think and what should I think? This makes me angry. I'm a human being and I want to say what I think. Nobody can force me in the one way of thinking. I hate this. And this is the feeling that I get when I fear. I fear so much as any other human being. But on the other side, I think silence, is this the price? Because this is exactly what they want. And so I should continue. And to be honest with you, after Grant's assassination, I don't think that I have any other alternative. I have to keep his life alive. Because, to be honest again with you, to know the Turkey, maybe you know, I wrote about genocide first, but he was sentenced using the term genocide, because he's Armenian. And he was assassinated because he was an Armenian. And so it is really my duty, my task, to keep his legacy alive. And I don't have another alternative in that sense. So this is the reason why I'm continuing.
Testimony, if I may use this word, was very much in order, and in fact, we need to address this question of encouraging the dialogue, encounter, rapprochement on the level of intellectuals, on the level of NGOs and I think we should not expect too much from any process which is taken on the level of states. Because in that process, the interest comes first. On the level of intellectuals and people, values, realities, truth, justice comes first. What he is suggesting is to initiate this process of what I call bottom-up. This is awareness building process. And the other day, a friend brought me Hrant Dink's book. He has written in response to an organization, Turkish organization in Turkish. His perception of genocide, not as a historical event, but the way Turkey must address this genocide. You see? And the Turkish version is published, you said published, right?
Yes.
In Turkey, after his assassination. This is the French translation, De peuple proche, de voisins lointains. Jacques Kraga, very interesting book. You know? I read some of the chapters. Here is also quoting you in different places. He is also emphasizing the importance of democratization process that you mentioned the other day. I think this is one of the most efficient ways by which we can build awareness in Turkey. This is also one of his arguments. And I understand that you told me that in America, the English
is in the process.
In the process. The process. Uluş haklısın.